It started at 3:12 a.m. I remember the time clearly because the red numbers on my digital clock burned into my vision like a warning. 12. That was the first night I woke up and couldn't move. At first, I thought it was normal. I had heard about sleep paralysis before. Your mind wakes up before your body does. You see things. You feel pressure. Your brain plays tricks on you. That's what I told myself. That's what I kept telling myself. But I was wrong. The first time it happened, I woke up on my back. I couldn't move my arms. Couldn't move my legs. Couldn't even turn my head. My chest felt heavy, like something was sitting on it. The room looked normal. The moonlight slipped through the curtains, casting pale blue shadows across my bedroom walls. Everything was still, except for one thing. The corner of my room felt darker, not just shadow, darker, as if the darkness there had weight. I tried to blink. I tried to breathe slowly. Then I saw it, something tall, standing in the corner, watching me. It didn't move. It didn't breathe. It didn't make a sound, just a shape. Humanoid, too tall to be a person. Its head nearly touched the ceiling. I tried to scream. Nothing came out. The pressure on my chest tightened. My ears began ringing. Then suddenly, I could move again. I sat up instantly. The corner was empty. The room looked normal. My heart was racing. I told myself it was just sleep paralysis, just a hallucination, just my brain misfiring. But the next night, it came back. 12 a.m. exactly. This time, I didn't wake up slowly. I snapped awake, frozen. The pressure was worse. The darkness in the corner was already there, and it was closer. Not in the far corner now. It was halfway between the wall and my bed. I could see the outline more clearly. Long arms, long fingers, head slightly tilted, like it was studying me. I tried not to look at it, but you can't not look at something that terrifying. You feel it staring, you feel its attention, and the worst part, I could hear breathing, not mine. Slow, deep, close. Every night after that, it moved closer. Night 3, near my desk. Night 4, beside my closet. Night 5, at the foot of my bed. I could see the outline clearly now. It didn't have a face, or maybe it did, but the darkness swallowed the details. Its arms were too long, its shoulders too narrow. Its presence felt wrong, like something pretending to be human, something wearing the shape of a shadow. The pressure on my chest that night was unbearable. It leaned forward slightly, and I felt something cold brush my ankle. The next morning, I found something that changed everything. Footprints on my carpet. Bare footprints. Long, thin. Not mine. They started near the corner of my room and ended at my bed. I live alone. That's when I stopped telling myself it was just sleep paralysis. I installed a security camera facing my bed. I told no one. I didn't want people thinking I was losing my mind. The first night with the camera, nothing happened. I slept normally. No paralysis, no shadow, no 3:12 a.m. I almost felt relieved until I checked the footage. At exactly 3:12 a.m., the camera glitched. Static for 30 seconds, then normal again. I rewound it, frame by frame. In one single frame, there it was, standing beside my bed, looking down at me. The next night, I stayed awake. I wanted to see if it would appear while I was conscious. Damn. 3:05, 10, my heart pounded. 12, the lights flickered once, the air in the room felt colder, the corner darkened, and then I couldn't move, even though I had been awake. I couldn't move. It was standing in the doorway now, not the corner, the doorway. That's when I realized something. It wasn't just appearing during sleep paralysis. The paralysis wasn't causing it. It was causing the paralysis. It stepped forward, slowly, each movement unnatural, too smooth, like it was gliding instead of walking. Its head tilted again, closer, closer, until it stood right beside my bed, leaning over me, its face inches from mine. I tried to focus. to see details, and I swear, for a split second, I saw eyes. Not glowing, not bright, just empty, hollow, deep, like endless tunnels. Then something changed. For the first time, I could move. My fingers twitched, my arms lifted, but it didn't disappear. It didn't fade. It didn't dissolve into shadow. It stayed there, staring at me as I slowly sat up, fully awake, fully aware, and fully able to move. It didn't belong to paralysis. It had never belonged to paralysis. It had been waiting for me to realize that. I whispered, "What are you?" It didn't answer. It simply stepped backward, 1 step, 2 steps, into the darkness of the hallway, and vanished. The next morning, more footprints appeared, leading out of my bedroom, down the hallway, stopping at my front door. The door was still locked, but something had been standing there, waiting. I stopped sleeping after that. Every time I closed my eyes, I felt it near. Even during the day, shadows felt heavier. Mirrors made me uncomfortable. I avoided looking into dark corners, but it didn't stop. One night, I wasn't even in bed. I was sitting on my couch, lights on, TV on, wide awake. At 3:12 a.m., the lights went out. Total darkness, and I heard it breathing. Behind me. Not paralysis, not dreaming, real. I didn't turn around. I was too afraid. The breathing grew closer, then stopped. Silence. I slowly reached for my phone flashlight, turned it on. Nothing was there. But the couch cushion beside me was indented, as if someone had been sitting there. I started researching. Sleep paralysis demons, shadow figures, night visitors. Across cultures, they all describe the same thing. Tall, dark, watching, standing at the foot of the bed. What if it's not a hallucination? What if sleep paralysis is simply when we become aware of something that's always there? Something that exists in the space between waking and dreaming, and once it knows you can see it, it doesn't leave. The final night it visited me, it didn't wait until 3:12. It came at midnight. I was awake, sitting upright. The room grew cold, the air thick, and it appeared at the foot of my bed, clearer than ever, solid, not shadow, not mist, something physical. It tilted its head one last time, then it stepped forward and whispered something. I couldn't understand the words, but I understood the meaning. It wasn't there to hurt me, it was there to watch, to observe, to study. And now, it didn't need me to be asleep anymore. It hasn't come in weeks, but sometimes, when I wake up in the middle of the night, I feel like something is standing in the corner, waiting, not moving, just watching. For 3:12, if you ever wake up and can't move, if you ever see something standing at the foot of your bed, don't assume it's just your brain. Don't assume it's harmless, and whatever you do, don't let it know that you can see it, because once it realizes that, it won't stay in the shadows anymore. And tonight, when the clock turns 3:12 and you wake up suddenly, frozen, and the corner of your room looks a little darker than usual, you might remember this story. And you might tell yourself it's just sleep paralysis. But if you hear breathing that isn't yours, if you feel the mattress sink slightly at the foot of your bed, if you see a head tilt slowly in the dark, just know it has been there long before you noticed it. And now it knows you can see it too.